Hello, and welcome to the Home Fragrance Academy. My name's Paul Main, and you're watching this video today because you want to scale up your home fragrance brand. You are probably doing 2 to 8,000 a month, and you want to hit that 10K a month consistently and grow from there. So the objective of this short presentation is to show you what seven-figure brands have that you might be missing. And by the end of the video, I want you to really understand the systems and things that you need to have in place in order to be able to scale up. Okay, so first of all, a little bit about us and what we have done. So my name is Paul. We have my wife Tamar here, and we run the Home Fragrance Academy. And this is where we teach home fragrance business owners how to start, grow, and in your case, scale up. Okay, and this is based on our years of experience of running our home fragrance brands. So our first company we launched was Cosy Aromas, and we launched this back in 2018. And it was purely home fragrance. We sold wax melts, and then we moved on to candles, room sprays, bath and body, all of that kind of stuff that you normally do. And we scaled this up in such a way where we received over 300,000 orders for this particular brand and £7.5 million in sales. And this was over a 6-year period. We had a Facebook group which had 10,000 members. And this is extremely powerful for building customer retention and loyalty. And it had a 60% customer retention rate, which is significant, because that means that every new customer that we got in, we knew that 60% of those would come back and buy again. And when you know those numbers, it changes your mindset on how much you spend and how willing you are to get new customers in, because you know that 60% of them on the back end are going to keep coming back and buying from you time and time again. We then launched Craft HQ in 2021. Now, this was a unique fragrance oil supply business. So with Cosy Aromas, when we started and as we were growing, we were using the same fragrance oil supply companies that you probably are yourself. But then it got to a certain point where it was more efficient for us to go direct to manufacturers to have these made for us. And as we were getting those in, we were thinking, these are fantastic fragrance oils. They're unique. We don't see them anywhere. Why don't we sell these to other home fragrance business owners as well? And that's where Craft HQ came in. And over the first 3 months, we grew the revenue to 5 figures. It absolutely exploded, that business, because it was a niche target market. You know, we were targeting home fragrance business owners, but we also had a niche product. They were unique. People loved it. And it helped to increase the profitability of Cosy Aromas and the business as a whole, actually, because we were going straight to manufacture and we were also sweating the asset. So we were getting these fragrance oils in anyway to use in our own home fragrance products. So then we would sell them on as well. You know, we're really maximizing our revenue potentials there. And again, this had a 60% customer retention rate. That seemed to be our magic number for these things. And then we launched a company called Waxkind. We launched that in 2023. And this was just wax melts, 20 individual fragrances when we launched, but they were wax melts for eco-conscious people. And here's the thing, we focused only on wholesale here. We didn't want to sell these through our website. We wanted to sell these into stores. And the reason we did this down a separate brand is because Cosy Aromas was very much direct to consumer. And therefore, we had offers on our website to entice people in. We had bundles and things like this, which encourage people to come back and buy time and time again. Now, retailers don't like that. Okay, they don't want to go to your website and see that you run special offers and you have all these things on there. It will turn them off. So with Waxkind, we didn't have any of that. And we just created a beautiful product, which was for eco-conscious people. And we went all in on targeting stores. And that really did work, because in the first 3 months, we were listed in 100 stores around the country and some quite big garden centres as well. And because of that, this business was growing 10 times faster than Cosy Aromas. These are the 3 brands that we started. And in 2024, we sold that business and now focus on the Home Fragrance Academy, where we work with wonderful people like you to help you scale up and achieve similar things if you wish. And this here just gives you a few screenshots of some of these metrics that we see in Shopify and what have you. But what's interesting is in the bottom right-hand corner there, that map of the United Kingdom, that was from Black Friday, and each one of those blue dots are sales coming in. It was an incredible day. That was, it's all day as well, just sale after sale after sale. But it's all through putting in place systems, building a loyal community, a loyal audience, and making sure you have obviously very good products, but also things that make people want to come back and buy time and time again. Here are a few pictures as well. This is our first storage unit. This was in 2018. We made all the products at home, went to the storage unit to package them up and dispatch them. Then this was our first proper unit when we started to build our team out in 2020. And a few pictures here of just how things started to grow, and we're filling up Royal Mail vans. And then this one here is from our new building in 21, which was 10,000 square foot over 2 floors. And this particular product that Tamar's holding there was one of our no-brainer offers, which we'll talk about shortly. It was a buy one, get one free on wax melt boxes, which really did help boost sales. And this was some just other successful days of selling products and shipping out and filling up Royal Mail lorries this time instead of vans. And then we launched 2 of our own stores as well. So this was in Felixstowe in Suffolk, and this one was at our HQ in Ipswich. And I'm showing all of this here absolutely not to brag or anything like that, but what I want to do is show you that scaling is difficult, but we've been where you are and we've overcome those challenges. We know how to scale up these home fragrance businesses, okay? And at the Home Fragrance Academy, this is what we want to teach you how to do. And we're not teaching you through fluffy courses that don't really achieve anything. We actually do that through like bundled kits that have everything in there. It's like an operating system. And we work closely one-to-one with business owners and people as well to help them actually grow their business. And it's fulfilling, it's wonderful, and it really does work. Okay, so here's the thing, okay? Scaling is not just about selling more products. It's about building systems that make growth sustainable and profitable. So think about that, okay? A lot of people think that scaling is selling lots more stuff. You need to increase your marketing, you increase your ads and everything. That's one part of it. But if you don't have these systems in the background that can cope with that scaling, then it's not going to be sustainable, and it's certainly not going to be profitable. So most people think scaling is more sales, but more sales without systems is burnout, chaos, waste. We have learned that mistake. Okay, 2021 was a fantastic year for us. We were growing, but the systems behind the scenes, the efficiencies and everything just weren't quite keeping up. And it comes to you just implode over time, okay? It's just not good for you or the business. And what I want to do today is just unpack what the real growth looks like, so you can then understand what's needed in order to scale up. So who is this for? So if you're currently doing 2K a month to 8K a month, you're in that region, it's for you. And you are going to be very busy achieving those numbers, and you're going to be wearing all the hats. Your every part of the business is down to you, okay? You want to grow, you want to get past 10K and upwards, but you don't really know what to do next, and you're not sure what's holding you back here or what's missing because you're just so busy working on the day-to-day of the business. You want consistency, profitability, and you want to free up some of your time so you can actually enjoy your business and enjoy your life. Okay, we understand that. Okay, if that sounds like you, if any of that sounds like you, then this what we're talking about today is certainly for you. So scaling up, this is what it really involves. Here's our little flywheel here. Okay, so you've got sales and systems, and that is the offers, the traffic, and converting people. And then you've got marketing and community. Now you've got to think here, sales and marketing are 2 separate things. Sales is when you are getting an audience, you are converting your attention into buying customers. Marketing is where you're building that attention and building that audience. Okay, 2 separate things there. And then you've got that back end structure as well, where you need to be very careful, mindful of your time. We've got to talk about the team as well. You will eventually need to start building a small team if you want to scale up. there's tech. You need to understand your margins and fulfilling these orders, from actually making the products and stocking them, and having all of the systems in place in order to ship those out. That's what scaling really involves, is those three things. And if you've got those three things in place, then you will be able to scale up sustainably. Because most brands do get stuck. They're very reactive. Okay, this is what we've learned, but they're very reactive. There's no real plan, and you always seem to be catching up. You always got so many different tasks to complete that you just keep going and going and going. And there's no real audience. Okay, you might have an email list or something like that, but your sales really come in when you're running ads, or if you're running discounts, or if you're posting, that kind of stuff. And yeah, there's no systems. This is a big one. This is something that people overlook because it's not sexy, it's not interesting, it's boring. Okay, but if ever, at the moment, I imagine everything requires you to execute or certainly direct. You want to get systems in place for that. And retention. Okay, this is a huge thing. I spoke about this earlier on about why retention is so important. But you might find yourself constantly chasing new orders, new customers, as opposed to really getting maximum you can out of your existing customers. And you've probably got too many products, because that's what a lot of people do when they start their home fragrance business and try to grow, is they think the way to growing is to introduce more products. That's not always true. You need to have like a core focus, a core batch of products, and then you have complementing ones. You have limited edition launches, things like that, to get those spur of the moment sales. And you don't really understand your numbers. Okay, no, there's no profit clarity. Okay, because your sales doesn't relate to money in the bank. That'll be obvious to you because you're selling 20, 30 pound orders, but you'll have a £2,000-3,000 fragrance oil bill, £2,000-4,000 wax bill. Okay, and it's cash flow and managing all of that as well. So this is what seven-figure brands do differently. Okay, they sell fewer things, but they do that on a more consistent basis. They launch strategically, and this is limited edition collections, build-ups, all of that kind of stuff. Think about seasonal collection launches. Your spring collection, summer collections, things like that. That's when you're launching strategically, and you might have the odd product every now and then that you want to brand up and launch as a standalone product. You'll make 200 of them, okay, but you have a strategic launch around that, so you make sure you sell those 200 on day one, or certainly over the course of a few days. That's what seven-figure brands do, and they have repeatable systems for traffic and conversion. So they will have a set system which helps generate more traffic. It could be ads, it could be organic content, it could be blog posts, it will be social media. And then they have conversion in the background as well, such as their email flows, no-brainer offers, all of this kind of stuff, which is repeatable. And they definitely know their numbers as well. Okay, so they know their margin on their products and on their monthly profit and loss. They know their customer acquisition costs, their average order value, and lifetime values. These are important metrics that you need to understand. Again, not sexy, but very important, because it helps you make real clear business decisions. If you know how much it costs you to acquire a customer, and you know what their lifetime value is, and if that is far exceeds their average order value, and it's a significant number, then you know that you can afford to spend more to acquire a customer, because on the back end they're going to spend more with you. Okay, it's all thinking like that you need to kind of shift your attention to. And they're very good at retaining customers with email flows, smart incentives, personalization, all of that kind of stuff. And yeah, you're not creating daily plans, you're creating quarterly plans. That's what we did. We would actually create a year-long plan, but then break it up quarter by quarter and really go into minute detail of what we're going to be launching every week, what we're going to be doing. And that's what seven-figure brands do differently. And that's the things that they do, the way they think in order to continue to scale up. So now we're going to talk about the actual key systems that you need to have in place. And this is the part where I want you to really think about whether you have this and whether you're ready to move to the next stage. So sales and traffic systems, they have offers that convert. And there's two ways of looking at this as well. So, firstly, you have offers for your first-time customers, people that never heard of you before. And when I say offers, I don't necessarily mean discounts all the time. It's something that you are offering that person to entice them to buy from you. But for brand new customers that never heard from you, we always talk a lot about a no-brainer offer. So if you've got a Facebook ad and you're targeting a specific audience, okay, and you know that those people that you're targeting are going to be interested, then you want to stop that scroll. It needs to be something like such a no-brainer that they feel daft if they don't take you up on that. So I sort of, if you remember earlier on, I showed you that picture of Tamar holding those two boxes. It was a buy one, get one free. And they could mix and match, they could do what they like there. And that was a significant offer for us to get people in. But that only works if you know your numbers, so you know what the lifetime value is of a customer. Because if you do an offer like that on the front end, you're using Facebook ads, you're very unlikely to make a profit on that. If you do, it's marginal. So that's where you make your profit, is on that back end and those repeat orders. And then if you're trying to get orders out of existing customers, then that's where you don't need these no-brainer ones, but you just need to show them the best sellers that you have, give them bundle ideas, and do the limited edition launches that we're spoken about as well. Do those on a regular basis. That's the kind of thing you need to have in place. There's a whole ecosystem around that. And reliable traffic as well. So you do that through ads, organic, email, all that kind of stuff. And conversion-focused website and post-purchase upsells as well. So this is something that you need to be doing, and that is testing your website conversion rate. If you're using Shopify, you can go into your dashboard under analytics and you'll see your conversion rates on there. But that's the website as a whole. Okay, you want to do individual tests on your product page, your collection page, your basket page. There's software out there such as, I think it's called Crazy Egg, things like that. There's lots of others which will allow you to install a little bit of software, and it will give you an idea of what the conversion rate is of that page, and it will give you suggestions on what you can improve to run further tests. These are all things that you need to be doing if you're going to scale up, because scaling up is not just about chucking more money on ads. It's about optimizing different parts of the website and your whole offering to get that minute percentage increase. Next up is retention systems. So repeat purchase flows. These are email flows. And when I say this, I don't mean email flows that are out of the box ones that are in Klaviyo or whichever email software you use, that send someone a thank you email, then a couple of days later ask them to review, then a few days later ask them to buy again. I use the word ecosystem because you want to build a automated email ecosystem that will keep sending emails to people for 6 months, okay, until they buy again. And these are a whole suite of emails, from educational, story-based, and every now and then trying to sell them something, okay? You have to be very careful how you do this. And then once they've bought again, so they've now placed a second order, they go into a different email flow. When they've placed 5 orders, they go into another email flow, because depending on how many orders they've placed, changes the way you communicate with them. Because once they've placed 5 orders, they're a fan of yours. They don't need to be emailed often with all of these different things. They just need to be emailed every now and then to remind them that you exist, to remind them of your bundles, any offers you've got, all that kind of stuff. Okay, it's a whole ecosystem of emails that you should have in place. And subscriptions or monthly launches, something that will give you predictable monthly revenue. We used to have both of those. So we used to have a subscription box, which had 1,400 members paying $17.99 a month. So you can see there that was a big chunk of cash that came in on the first of every single month, which makes everything much easier for you. Okay, it relieves that pressure, that cash flow pressure. Or if you don't want to do that, then have monthly launches. So it could be limited edition drops, whatever it is there, just to help you get that predictable revenue. And you have a clear customer journey map. So, for example, if you have a no-brainer offer, like we had our buy one, get one free offer, we then knew that once they've bought that, they will then likely want to buy, because these were for little sample wax melts. We knew that after they bought that, over a period of time, they'd want to buy a full-size product. So then we would convert them into trying to buy one of our larger bundles, which was a higher spend as well. And then once they've done that, we knew that they would probably want to become a subscription box member, you see. And then once they become a subscription box member, we knew they'd want our monthly launches because they're a fan. So you can see there you've got the customer journey map. Again, it helps you build predictable revenue. And then you've got the actual infrastructure of the business. So your time management. The chances are there's a bottleneck in your business, and it's probably you because you're trying to do everything yourself. But that's the thing you need to get good at in order to scale. You need to delegate and you need to outsource. So you will need to, at some point, have to have some team members who make your products for you, who dispatch the orders for you, so you can focus on marketing and sales. And you can outsource tasks as well, like your admin. You can get virtual assistants to help with all of that. And then obviously you want to be batch making. So you need to think about your products, start making them in larger batches so you don't have to make products every single day. Try and think Tuesday is going to be your batching day. So you're going to make products that you need for that week, whatever it is, and content as well. Don't create that every single day. Record clips and record videos and take photos every day. But actually making the content and scheduling it up, try and batch it up. And you need to understand profit margins and cash flow clarity. So the question is, do you feel ready to do this? Do you feel like you have these systems in place? Now, chances are you have some of them. You might not have all of them. Are you actually building an audience? And when I say audience, I mean a very loyal community. This could be in a Facebook group. It could be via email. It could be on your Instagram page. Whatever it is, you need to have a loyal community of following. And do you know how to launch these products properly? These limited edition collections, in terms of building up the hype, showing behind the scenes, and the actual process of selling it as well. Now, are you profitable? That's a big question. Are you profitable in your business, or are you just busy? And are you stuck in sales mode, or are you thinking like a business owner? Business owners think differently. They think more strategically. They think more efficiency. So they want to get the maximum out of the things you have now. They want to optimize your production processes. Business owners want to optimize the way they dispatch products to make sure they can dispatch more in a day. These are all things that you need to change your mindset to. So these are the 4 shifts that are going to change everything for you, okay? So you need to stop chasing sales and start building demand. So you build that audience, okay? You're teasing people with upcoming product launches. And you have that demand coming from you, okay? And the Facebook groups are brilliant for this. This is what we had at Cosy Aromas. We would let people know that something's launching this weekend and that there was limited stock available, say 200, 300 items. Our Facebook group was 10,000 people. That would build demand for that product because they knew that they have to be fast to buy it, okay? And yes, they sold out very, very quickly. That's what it's all about, building that demand. Stop doing everything everything yourself. You want to focus on what you're good at, what your zone is. Now, as the business owner, you really, in my opinion, should be focused on sales and marketing because nobody's going to care about your business more than you do. You can get help to help you advise on what you need to do. That's what we do. For example, we can help you. But that's what you really should be focused on. And the day-to-day stuff, like making products, dispatching orders, doing admin tasks, they're the things you can either hire in or outsource. Stop guessing stuff as well. Use what's proven to work. That's what we do. We teach is things that work, and we've proved it now 3 times with our 3 different brands. But yeah, you don't want to be guessing. But that also means looking at your website, looking at your analytics, looking at data, understanding what is working and converting, and go more in on that. And then you want to stop reacting as well. Stop reacting to certain things. You've got poor sales this week, so you want to launch a sale, that kind of thing. Implement reusable systems that we talk about. So are you tired of feeling like this? Okay, so you're busy all day, but you're not really getting ahead. Sales are unpredictable. Some weeks fly, others flop. You want to grow, but you don't really know what to focus on. And you're trying everything, but nothing really feels repeatable. You're stuck doing everything yourself, and it is exhausting, okay? You feel like that? Do you want to stop feeling like that? We were, and it doesn't have to be like this, okay? So that's why we created what we call the 10K a month growth framework. and it helps home fragrance business owners to stop spinning all the wheels and start scaling strategically and sustainably as well. Okay, this is sustainable growth, not just 1 month you'll hit 10K, the next month you're back down to 5K because you're burnt out. So now I'm going to talk a little bit about this framework and what you're going to get from it. So firstly, it's not another course, it's an operating system for your business. Okay, we're going to show you how to set up repeatable sales systems, how to plan and launch high converting collections, how to increase your repeat order rate and customer lifetime value, very, very important that is, and how to build a loyal fan base that buys again and again. And we're going to teach you how to know your numbers so you can scale profitably. That's the key thing here. And this is going to be a big one for a lot of people. It's reclaiming your time by dropping the tasks that don't grow your business. Okay, so you can focus that time and energy on parts of your business that does actually grow it, or have some well-deserved time off. So we're going to show you exactly what to do in what order based on what actually worked for us in growing a £7.5 million brand. So now these are the actual things you get within the 10K a month growth framework. So firstly, we have the main course. Okay, this is where you're going to learn the exact systems to scale up that you can actually action and implement. We have then the Product Launch Pro course, where we're going to show you how to launch products that your customers are excited to buy. These are going to be limited edition collections, things I've spoken about. We're going to give you the actual framework on exactly how to launch these so you sell out over the course of a few days, build up that hype, build up that fear of missing out, predictable revenue. This is what we're talking about. We have a nice little video on how you can manage your time as a business owner. And there's will be a few interesting tips in there for you as well. And hosting a live shop, there's a video there where we talk about how to host a live shop and what to expect from it. This is something you might have tried before, you might have heard about, and might actually be nervous about. Okay, but I promise you, these is probably one of the quickest way you can make thousands of pounds. We used to do 2 of these a month, and we ran it for 2 hours. And as long as you do everything beforehand, everything that's in this video, basically, then we would sell out. We'd sell £5,000 plus every time we'd do it, and we'd do 2 a month. We give you a checklist on what you need to do in order to launch products to get the maximum impact of the launch. And there's a checklist on what you actually need to do to grow your business as well. We have another video which is all about maximizing seasonal sales. This is a really interesting one, actually, because what I do here is I break down Q4, so October to December for Cosy Aromas, and I tell you exactly what we launched and when and how we did it. Very interesting, that one. We've got a few bonuses for you. So an email flows map that you can plug straight into your email system. We have a collection launch calendar, so you know what to launch and when, and a revenue tracker template. This is what I used every single day in my business, and I record all of the revenue that came in from different revenue streams, how much we spent on ads, how much we spent on supplies, all this kind of stuff, and it give you a daily tracker of profit and loss. Very, very useful indeed for making decisions. So if you're serious about the growth, then that is the framework for you, and it will help you can go through that without burning out or guessing. If you'd like to take us up on this, then just below this video, I've got a link to the actual page where you can read more about it and buy the framework. Because one thing you have to bear in mind is that we've built 3 brands from scratch. Okay, it's not luck, it's systems. And I'm definitely not here to sell fluff. If you've heard anything about us, or if you've done your research, then we're very to the point, and we teach you just what actually works. Okay, and I think that's the key thing. So I just want to say thank you very much indeed for taking the time to watch this. I hope that's given you a bit of clarity on where you are in your business now and whether you're ready to scale up now. But of course, if you need help scaling up and getting into the position, then the 10K a month growth framework is absolutely for you. Thanks everybody for watching.